Hello students, in this lecture video we can learn about some of the case studies associated with our units. So the first one is arsenic pollution in groundwater. So arsenic, it is found in the natural environment, it is found in the earth's crust, then it is found in rock, soil, water and air. So it is present in many different minerals also, and 1/3 of the arsenic comes from natural sources such as volcanoes, and the rest comes from man-made sources. Now, this environmental sources of arsenic stem from the continuing use of pesticides. So we are using pesticides for agriculture, and from that we are getting arsenic, and mining of gold, lead, then combustion of coal, all these things eliminate arsenic as a contaminant. So industrial effluents also contain arsenic, and this will be added to water in some areas. Now, arsenic contamination of groundwater, it is a form of groundwater pollution, and sometimes high concentration of arsenic occurs in deeper levels of groundwater. So arsenic is a pollutant. And in 2007, a study showed that 137 million people in more than 70 countries are affected by arsenic poisoning of drinking water. So in the drinking water, arsenic contaminant was there, and it poisoned nearly 137 million people, and it was found in the year 2007. Now India also, 7 states, for example West Bengal, Jharkhand, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Chhattisgarh. So here all in these places arsenic contamination is there in the groundwater. So we cannot destroy arsenic completely in the environment. It can only change its form. So rain and snow, it will be removing arsenic dust particles from the air. So many common arsenic compounds also, it can dissolve in water. So when rain comes or in underground water, it will be dissolved. So that's all about this arsenic. And the next one is the Taj trapezium case. So the Taj Mahal case, we all know this one. So in this Taj trapezium case, a petition was filed by the famous environmental lawyer, that is MC Mehta, and he filed a case regarding the threat to the deteriorating beauty of Taj Mahal. We all know the beauty of Taj Mahal, and it's a monument, and nowadays it is being deteriorated. So Supreme Court was hearing a plea filed by this environmentalist, and pertaining to the protection of Taj Mahal. So it is an eco-sensitive area, and having 4 World Heritage Sites including the Taj Mahal. So that area, it is known as Taj Trapezium Zone. So it has 4 heritage sites. So the petition, what was said in the petition is that the white marble has yellowed. So we know that Taj Mahal is fully made up of marble, white color, and that white color, it has become yellow color, yellowed. And a new studies has identified the pollutants that are causing the marble of India's iconic Taj Mahal to turn yellow. So the study has been done, and researchers say that burning fossil fuels for many years, then burning biomass, garbage, dust, so all these things, it deposited carbon on the dome, and the white marble has been changed to brownish yellow. Now acid rain is also another thing. So it is caused by the emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. So oxides of sulfur and nitrogen react with water in the atmosphere to produce acids. So acid rain also corrode the marble. Marble is nothing but calcium carbonate of this Taj Mahal, and it causes yellowing of the marble. Now, to tell the truth, see, Taj Mahal is slowly decaying due to air pollution. So there is dense smog created by human activities. Then this Yamuna river is also drying up. So there is a risk that this Taj Mahal will be sliding into the sea of mud. Then Taj Mahal is getting discolored because of air pollution, that is mainly from Madura oil refinery. So this Madura oil refinery, it is present near this Taj Mahal, and there they get pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. So these oxides, it will react with water vapor to form harmful acids such as sulfurous acid and nitric acid. So it will be depositing acid rain. It corrodes the marble. Then it's affected mostly and severely due to the presence of oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine and SO2, sulfur dioxide. So these gases only contributes to acid rain, which in turn deteriorates everything getting in its way. So it leaves yellowish color on the monument and hence degrading its beauty. So it's a good monument, but nowadays it is being degraded. So this is also the Taj trapezium case and important case study. And the next one is Bhopal gas tragedy. So Bhopal gas tragedy, we know that it happened in 1984. It is also known as Bhopal disaster. So it was a gas leak incident on 3rd December, early morning, you can say night of 2nd December at the Union Carbide India Limited pesticide plant in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So it is considered as the world's worst industrial disaster. It's one of the worst industrial disaster. So here the plant released 40 tons of toxic methyl isocyanate gas, and nearly 500,000 people were exposed to this toxic gas methyl isocyanate. So it is a volatile colorless liquid that is extremely flammable. So and it can explode when mixed with air. So methyl isocyanate reacts with water, giving off heat and producing methylamine and carbon dioxide. So this is a great incident, and the liquid and vapor are toxic when inhaled, ingested or exposed to the eyes or skin. So this is being very toxic when inhaled or when it is exposed to our organs or skin, it is very toxic. So the official immediate death toll was 2,259, and in 19 as it happened in 1984, and in 1991 3,928 deaths had been officially certified. See, some estimate that 8,000 died within 2 weeks. So government of Madhya Pradesh, they confirmed a total of nearly 3,787 deaths related to the release of MIC methyl isocyanate. Later, the affected area was expanded to include 700,000 citizens. See, even now, Bhopal water is still toxic. See, 25 years have passed nearly, and after this deadly gas leak, study finds that the Bhopal water in Bhopal is still toxic. So, groundwater found near the site of the world's worst chemical industry accident is still toxic and poisoning residents, and it killed nearly thousands of people. So Bhopal gas tragedy. And the next one is soft drink bottling unit, Coca-Cola. So bottling company means it is a commercial enterprise whose output is the bottling of beverages for distribution. So bottling companies, they'll be giving the beverages for distribution, bottling part. So bottler is a company which mixes drink ingredients and fills up cans. And large companies like the Coca-Cola company sell their product to bottlers such as the Coca-Cola bottling unit. See, this Coca-Cola company, it will be selling their product to bottlers for filling up in cans. So that type of unit is known as Coca-Cola bottling unit. So it is at Plachimada, Palakkad district, Kerala, and it discharged large amount of sludges. So these sludges, they were used by farmers as fertilizers, but analysis of that sludge, it showed that it contains toxic metals like cadmium and lead. We know that cadmium and lead are very toxic. So the sludge, it contains cadmium and lead. So the scientists warned that level of these toxic elements would pollute the land, local water supplies and food chain. So food chain, everything will be affected. So it has been already warned. So this is the soft drink bottling into Coca-Cola case. And the next one is Palar river pollution. So Palar, it is a river in river of southern India, and it rises in the Nandi Hills in Chikkaballapura district of Karnataka state, and it flows 93 kilometers in Karnataka. So Kaveri, we know that Kaveri River, Vellar and Pala rivers also receive a substantial pollution from industries. So these rivers, they are prone to this pollution from industries. So quality of drinking water is very much deteriorated because industrial effluents are discharged into the river, and it polluted nearly 35,000 hectares of cultivable lands. So a large number of tanneries are located on the banks of this river, Pala River, and this river is feeding nearly 30 municipal towns and innumerable villages for drinking water supplies in addition to irrigation. So in addition to irrigation for agriculture purpose, it feeds nearly 30 municipal towns and many villages for drinking water supply. So the tannery waste, leather waste, tannery waste, they are dumped in the Pala River for nearly 10 years. So it becomes necessary to know the impact of pollution due to leather tanneries in the Pala River basin. So there this tannery waste and effluents, it is dumped only in the Pala River. So that river is very much polluted. The next one is industrial pollution. It is textile and dye companies we can see. So there are nearly 500 dyeing units and 195 bleaching units operating in and around Tirupur. So we know Tirupur in Tamil Nadu. So they consume large quantity of water for processing, and later all this water, processed water, it is being discharged as wastewater. So the effluent, it affects the surface water as well as groundwater, and they make the water unfit for domestic work. So this effluent, industrial effluent, it also increase the pH of the soil. It affects the cultivation. So nearby areas there are rivers like Bhavani, Noel and Kaveri. It gets polluted due to mixing of this effluent from the above industries. So Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board has directed all textile printers and dyers of Tirupur not to allow the effluent to mix in the river system. So here there are so many dyeing units. So for this one, it consumes large quantity of water. That wastewater, it is discharged into the nearby rivers. So Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board has warned the textile printers of Tirupur, printers and dyers of Tirupur not to mix effluent in the river system. And the next one is Minamata epidemic. Minamata epidemic, already you know. So Minamata is a small coastal village in Japan. So it is a coastal village in Japan, and it produces vinyl polymer plastics used organ mercurial compound. So it uses mercury compound. So industry released its effluent into Minamata Sea. So effluent containing mercury ions will be converted into methyl mercury, which is highly toxic. See, this company, it produces vinyl polymer plastics. It will be using mercury compounds. So the industry releases effluent into Minamata Sea, and that effluent containing mercury ions will be converted to methyl mercury, and methyl mercury is highly toxic. So the marine organisms like phytoplankton and zooplankton, they will be absorbing toxic methyl mercury compound. Phytoplankton, the plants in marine ecosystem, and the animals, small animals in marine ecosystem will be absorbing this toxic methyl mercury compound. So these organisms, they are consumed by the small phytoplankton, zooplankton. It will be consumed by small fishes, and this in turn consumed by large fishes. So finally large fishes will be consumed by human beings. So the total food chain will be affected. This one we have seen in marine ecosystem. So thus the poisonous chemical methyl mercury enter into the human body through the food chain. So when it enters the human body, it damages central nervous system. So there will be various disorders like loss of vision and hearing, then loss of muscular coordination, severe headache, nervous disorders. All these things will take place in human beings. So first, mercury ions will be converted to methyl mercury. Methyl mercury will be absorbed by phytoplankton, zooplankton. That will be taken by, consumed by small fishes. Small fishes consumed by large fishes. The large fishes are consumed by human beings. Finally, all these damages occur in human beings. So this is the Minamata epidemic. Next one is the Chernobyl disaster. Chernobyl disaster already we have seen. So in April 26, 1986, so one of the reactor it leaked out radioactive rays, exploded. It leaked out radioactive rays and radioactive minerals. So Chernobyl, it is in Russia. So nearly 2,000 persons have been killed by this accident. Then people suffered illness, that is such as the degeneration of cells, severe bleeding, anemia, skin cancer and all. Animals, plants are also affected by this nuclear radiation. Then the next one is Gulf War. So Gulf War, so it took place in Kuwait from January 16 to February 26, 1991 between Iraq and America, USA. So during the war, American fighters, they dropped nearly many bombs and forced the Iraqi army to withdraw from Kuwait. So during the retreat of Iraqi, they have set fire on nearly 700 oil wells of Kuwait. So they when they were returning back, they fired 700 oil wells in Kuwait. Since most of the oil wells are onshore of the sea, oil from the oil well spills out into the sea. See, usually oil will be near the sea. So the oil, it spills out into the sea. So here what happened means that floating oil over seawater covered nearly 80 kilometer long and 25 kilometer wide area. So burning of oil wells continued nearly for 10 months. You know that if a fire is set in an oil, it will be continuously burning. So imagine an oil well. So it is continuously burning. See, it was burning nearly for 10 months. So burning, it released huge amounts of pollutants like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. So atmosphere, if all these pollutants are there, birds will be affected. Nearly 1 million birds have been killed due to the oil slick. The oil slick in the sea made the desalination plants ineffective. So desalination, all of us know what is desalination, removal of common salt from water. So that one was not possible. These desalination plants became ineffective due to the floating of oil in the sea. So this is about Gulf War. The next one is Chennai oil spill. So in Chennai oil spill, see 2017 this happened, Ennur oil spill. So it occurred outside the Kamarajar port in Ennur near Chennai in Tamil Nadu. So the spill occurred on 28 January 2017 when an outbound empty tanker collided with an inbound loaded oil tanker. See, two tankers collided with each other in the early morning, and it was an unexpected event. So the oil spilled at the berth side after the motor tanker Coral Star's hose suddenly ruptured and caused accidental spill into seawater at 4 a.m. Say early morning, two tanker. One was an empty tanker, another one was a fully loaded oil tanker. Both collided. So somehow accidentally the oil tank it ruptured, and the hose, the tube candy that was ruptured, and it caused accidental spill into seawater at the early morning. So Chennai, it is a coastal city, population is nearly 7 million people. So they were impacted by major oil spill on January 28, 2017. Now, the characterization data showed that the source oil contained about 503,000 milligram per kilogram of total petroleum hydrocarbons, and it contained 17,586 milligram per kilogram of total polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. So the accident released about 75 metric tons of heavy fuel into the Bay of Bengal. So all these petroleum hydrocarbons and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, it was released into the Bay of Bengal. So field samples have a relatively large percentage of heavy polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and most of these are highly toxic, difficult to weather, and their long-term effects on coastal ecosystem. So they have not, it's not a short-term effect, it's a long-term effect on the coastal ecosystem. It is now till now it is unknown. The next one is tsunami in India. So Indian Ocean tsunami, all of us know, it was caused by an earthquake And that earthquake, it had the energy of 23,000 Hiroshima type atomic bombs. So Hiroshima Nagasaki incident, we all know. So there are two towns, and what happened there? So atomic bomb exploded. Similarly, here also it is 9 magnitude earthquake, and it happened in the Indian Ocean on the west coast of Sumatra on December 26, 2004. So nearly 10,136 people were killed, and hundreds and thousands were made homeless. And a tsunami triggered by the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake near the Indonesian island of Sumatra, and it happened on 26 December 2004. So here this one, it was caused by this earthquake, and it affected 18 countries in Southeast Asia and Southern Africa, killing more than 250,000 people in a single day. And nearly 1.7 million people, they lost their home. See, the Indian Ocean tsunami, it affected 13 countries. And there was a massive destruction along the coastline of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Puducherry, and the Nicobar Islands. So this was a great event. It happened in 2004 in India. So we have discussed some of the case studies. Hiroshima Nagasaki case study already have discussed earlier itself. So learn all these case studies. Extra case studies also you learn, and one question will be asked. So you please study and write it. Okay, thank you.